that's it. We should be live. They should be able to see us and hear us. If there's anyone in the channel, hi. If you can't hear us or see us, let us know. We are Adventures in Lollygagging, and after what seems like a ridiculously long wait, we are finally back to playing some Mutant Year Zero. I think this is like episode like 14 or 15, something like that. I've lost count. But yeah, we've been playing the GenLab Alpha campaign this year, and schedules have gotten tough, and it's been a few weeks, but we're back, and we left off on one hell of a cliffhanger, which we'll get to that in a second. But if you're watching this later on YouTube or on VOD or something, we got plenty of other things. So let me just drop some generic plugs. So Adventures in Lollygagging, you can find all of our content at youtube.com/Adventures in Lollygagging. You can also follow us here on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Lollygaggers. We play all sorts of different games. This is one of a few different Free League games that we have been playing or will play. So Mondays, like every other Mondays, we're going to be playing Vesson, which is a new Free League publication over on the Free League channel. So twitch.tv/Free League Publishing. So starting on the 14th, which is this coming Monday, you can see us there. And every other Monday, we'll be playing that Vesson game. And then back on our own channel on the off Mondays, we're going to be playing Alien, yet another Free League game. We love Free League here. And then every Thursdays, you can catch us on twitch.tv/ZweihinderRPG, where we play Zweihinder. You can also just look for our podcast, Adventures in Lollygagging, where we play a bunch of Zweihinder there too. And then if you're not following us, and you should follow us, and then you should also follow like Defenders of Cobalt, because we play tons of games with them, and in Grim and Perilous Plays. So you can find me and mostly Melissa, like just glamming on to those successful, wonderful, talented people. So we're back. So we're gonna do. Let's just refresh ourselves and refresh, like, if anybody's in the chat or if anybody's watching this, who are you playing? And so we'll start with Ashley, because I like to do that. So Ashley, who are you again?
Great, I was taking some notes. I am Helena 7. I'm basically the healer of the group.
And the murderer of the group.
And the
That's
murderer.
True. You both take lives and save them.
I'm very picky in particular. I feel like she's kind of just gone off the deep end a little bit. She killed a guy, and she's been killing people since.
Yeah, we should stress, if like anyone's
was it everything
this,
you thought it was going to be?
No. Things got really derailed.
They did. We should stress, by the way, that like in the Mutant Year Zero setting that we're playing, which is GenLab Alpha, we're mutant animals, and because we're mutant animals, or they are mutant animals, right? So everyone's just like, in this case, Ashley's a mutant cat, and yeah.
And I have a beautiful Victorian dress that I like to wear. It's kind of ratty, and I don't really care. It's got like one of those big collars around the neck. She's weird. I like it.
Cool.
And her big dream was, let me kill somebody. You know, she's like, maybe I should have had a different dream. Like, maybe,
Maybe I should have been slower about it. Okay?
It happened really fast, and it's been haunting you ever since, which is great. And the cool thing is that
Jeff likes to haunt me, though.
Oh, it's true. We're going to be going back to the cat tribe, too, tonight, because of things that we'll get to in a minute. We have to. We'll see. We'll get there in a minute. And that's going to be always fun. So
if you just never go home, nothing will ever come of
I don't
this.
have to deal with it.
And then Long, who are you playing?
I'm playing McCloud 64.
That's
He's
right.
the Seer fox of the group. He's a little youngster. Dog tribe. Those guys are loyals to the Watchers here, and we don't want that.
Of all of the different animal tribes, and there's like 8 of them that have habitats, and then there's the moose that wander. They are the ones that are most like aligned with the robotic Watchers that keep the entirety of these animal mutants trapped within Paradise Valley, this big walled off, gated off valley with electrical fences and gun turrets and such, and they just can't get out. But yeah, the dogs are definitely the biggest bootlickers. You have been trying to get people to follow you to a better, new, wonderful place. That's like you're starting a new religion, so to speak. Is sort of what's been happening, I think.
Yeah, the big dream is to find a better place than this and gathering as many people that believe me.
Yeah,
way to go.
I feel like you're becoming Dog Moses is sort of what's happening here, which is I hope it doesn't take that many years to find somewhere for you, but we'll find out. Okay, Melissa, who are you playing?
So I am Hamill 76, who is a little hunter trapper weasel. Say that 3 times fast.
Hunter trapper weasel.
Yeah, I was struggling just in my head with it. So she initially wanted to protect her brother, who got taken in Ep 1. So now she's
first 10 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. And she then kind of wants to protect Wiley 92, who's this little undersized weasel, who could give 2 shits about me and really likes Cujo over there, to my ultimate eye roll every single time.
Yeah.
But the good thing that has happened is that I really, really didn't like Chelios 24. And we did manage to out the conniving SOB that he was. So there's that.
Some of you are going to have to update your stuff. So things like big dreams and
need somebody
NPCs
new to
you
hate.
You need you update those things. Also, buddies and rivals you can update every time. Like you can always do that too. Or PC relationships actually for this game. Buddies and rivals is like an alien thing, but it's a different iteration of it. But it's the same idea. Those things are not static. You can change those things, especially if you accomplish something. So in the case of like Tchaikovsky here in a second, maybe it's time to appoint a different NPC. In the case of Chelios for Logan and for Melissa, maybe it's time to pick somebody else. So
I might switch over to Helena here actually, since we're going to Cat Tribe.
Yeah, you want to help? She's your buddy or your rival?
Oh, the relationship buddy, right?
Yeah, is that what you mean? I keep saying that. In Mutant Year Zero, everybody, you define a relationship for every single person, and it's whatever you want it to be, right?
Yeah, so, we still have like somebody.
Yeah, I think
tries my buddy.
Yeah, because I think like one of the XP questions is like, did you do something to protect your buddy? So
so somebody is your buddy.
That's what happens when you don't play this. Yeah,
there's little check marks for.
It's not buddy. It's I need to protect. It's the person you need to protect. Right?
Yeah.
So and then what?
On the character sheet.
For like PC relationship.
Oh, okay, really. All right. That's not what I see on mine, but that's all right. That's fine. I believe you. Okay, so let's move over to Tchaikovsky. So Derek, who are you playing?
Yeah. So I'm a chameleon, Tchaikovsky 40, Chai for short, like the T. My big dream was I'm a scavenger, so I collect garbage, and I'm also a mechanic, so I turn that garbage into functional garbage. And my big dream was to bring back an artifact from human times that would strike my tribe with awe. I did so. I brought a singing bass fish that destroyed everyone's minds because they couldn't comprehend such magical things. Yeah. So my new big dream is to build or recreate a relic from human times that improves my habitat and the lives of those within it. Okay. So maybe something like air conditioning or like a water purifier, or it could even just be like a 7-Eleven. I don't know. Something.
Okay. Could it just be like a water cooler that they can just around?
Build something. I like that. Because that one we can do like incrementally too. Like you can like.
Yeah, exactly. I can scrounge and then mechanic. That's what I wanted to base it off of.
Awesome.
So
that's a good idea.
I'm a curmudgeon old.
Yeah. So you don't really care about air conditioning so much.
That's true. I guess being cold-blooded, but just basic like build some sort of technological thing that humans take for granted. So. No, I'm the curmudgeon old man in the group that likes to grumble and yeah, that's me.
All right, and then Logan, who are you playing?
Cujo, 31. I am the group's kind of backbone and warrior, the one who has to do all the heavy lifting.
Look at him, calling all of you out, every one of you. That's pretty fair.
Hey, yeah. I do respect Long's effort. I think last session or 2 sessions ago, where he just like fucking.
He was hopping. Shot. Yeah, he was like hopping from drone to drone midair and like just it was crazy. Like this little propeller hat just twirling and twirling.
When you're not burrowing in the ground and like bunking your head on things, that happens too.
I just gotta take over every time you go into a fury and you're in the ground. So
yeah. So all right, so that's character. So we remember who we played. So let's get back. Let's dig back into what we've been doing. So like, I won't go all the way back to the very beginning. The basic premise, obviously, okay, you all are members of a resistance. You're animal mutants. You're trapped within Paradise Valley, this fairly beautiful and like highly, there's a very verdant forest and lakes and rivers. but you can't get out because there's this giant outer fence that's electrified, and there's guns, and there's robots that come by, sentinels and watchers and such, that come out and like kidnap you guys and take you to like the labyrinth and to different places, and they experiment on you. Hey, party wipe. Yeah, right on. So we'll probably hop into that 5e game after this. We'll probably give you a quick raid afterwards. So you you are members of this big group, and this big resistance group has been led by a very well-respected and powerful bear by the name of Truffaut. Okay, so Truffaut is he's that big dude. He smokes the cigar. He's got like an eye patch. He drinks and such, you know, and he's one of the biggest creatures across the entire valley, and he is the one who recruited you in the very beginning and has been helping you organize missions and such. And at the end of last session, as you were returning, hey Adam, what's going on? It's funny, like I feel like Chuck said almost the exact thing, but just in different order. Same 4 words, just different order. So as you're returning from your mission to the Reptilian habitat, you were coming back to the helicopter, this downed helicopter where Truffaut kind of organized everything from, this hidden little place near the Badger tribe, and you saw signs of smoke, and you snuck up and discovered all these drag marks, and lo and behold, Truffaut was taken by sentinels, and was taken to the Western Forbidden Zone, which is a place that Cujo was almost brought inside, but you managed to catch just before he could go in there, just before the Watchers and those big old robotic creatures dragged him inside of that impenetrable, terrible place that no one goes, because if you go in and you come out, you're not the same when you come out. You've been messed with, experimented upon. You're not who you are. Unfortunately, Truffaut was taken in there, and his niece, Wildpaw, initially thought it might have been you all, like suspected that it was like somebody had given away the position of the helicopter, like this is a hidden place, no one knew about it, like you are one of the only ones who know about it. And eventually she calmed down because you all agreed to try to go and rescue him, and she's trying to keep what tiny threads there are of the resistance together. And so she's trying to like keep, because once word of Truffaut's capture like spreads and such, like it could completely fragment any sort of gains you've made. And so she's trying to stitch that together while you all are going to go try and do a rescue mission to save Truffaut.
Yeah.
Is this to dig at us for not being able to keep a cell alive?
Exactly. I was going to say, we haven't really made that many games.
Yeah, I figure we should do this.
Yeah, hold on.
Rather than have you roll to see if your NPC tribes can do anything, because you're just going to get them killed. So you might as well get yourselves killed instead. So I think that's definitely.
We could send them on a mission to bake cookies and someone would die.
That's true. Like, yeah, oh my god, the oven was just so hot.
They just climb into the oven. This is how you like, hold it, right? Inside the oven.
Oh my god. Yeah. I still love when like there were 3 D6s rolled on some of your missions a couple episodes back.
I was so
all
pissed
3
that
were
night.
ones and everyone died. It was so good. Anyway, but we're not there. We're focusing on the positive. Now you did learn something, and I think Ashley might have forgotten this a little bit, but like one lead that you were given, that Wildpaw gave you,
I remember.
well, go ahead and share then, Melissa. What was the
Only
one
because
lead?
I wrote it down.
Okay, that's fine.
There's a cat outcast by the name of Grey Malkin.
Yes, there's a cat by the name of Grey Malkin who supposedly has kind of gotten into that place or whatever.
Yes,
yeah,
outcast.
Definitely an outcast. Weird. Came out most of the animals that come out of the labyrinth like that, okay, that come out of those zones after they've been abducted are forever changed. They're not who they once were. Like their personalities are gone. Maybe they're catatonic, maybe they're more feral, maybe they're half robot themselves. And Grimalkin was, from what you've been led to believe, had some level of personality left. Was different though. Was creepy and was outcast from the cat tribe for reasons. But fortunately, you have a member of the cat tribe in your party, and not only that, she's the sister of like the leader of the cat tribe, right? So there's that. So anyway,
Jeff came up with this to torture me.
no, I didn't. Not at all. So you all have a couple options. You can try to go back to your home habitats first, if you wanted to, if you felt that there was something that you wanted to try to accomplish in your own habitats, or do you want to just go find Grimalk and time is of the essence. So that's your call. We'll pick up having Wildpaw has just left. Did you want Ringo to go with you? He offered to come assist you, or he could go with Wildpaw. Was there a preference from you all?
I think we'll take all the help we can get, unless anybody else doesn't want
Yes,
us to.
I am very strong. And he starts flexing like I haven't used Ringo's voice in a month.
We all get along
One
again,
of my
right? We no longer have any
favorites.
hard feelings.
And I think there was one or two that he was upset about. I can't remember who, but anyway. But yeah, he'll go with you. And Wildpaw is going to go and try to link together whatever remaining cells they have and keep that from falling apart while you do this. So you can go to the cat trap now, or you could try to go do some other things. It's your call. This is where you decide.
Despite Ashley's objection, I say cat tribe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to
Might as
go.
well.
Okay. Perfect. So are you hustling and getting there as fast as possible, or are you trying to get there as safely as possible?
I feel like we would want to hustle since what's his face Truffaut's in that Western Forbidden Zone, and
Okay.
time is kind of the essence.
Okay. So by that,
But
yeah.
I was gonna say I'm not making the decision. I'm just saying that's my vote.
Okay. I go by if you speak, that means you're making the decisions for the group. If you're not speaking,
We're going. If
Oh,
we die, it's
well.
Derek's
Yep.
fault.
should have said
Go.
something. Okay. All right. So you're hustling. So what that means is that you're probably going to spend at least a little bit of time on some trails and on some roads, because that will allow you to travel a little bit faster. And these roads have a tendency to go in different directions. You know exactly where you're going, so you don't have to worry about trying to roll any kind of navigation checks. You got Helena with you. It's super easy. But at a certain point, you will actually have to pass near enough to a checkpoint. So as you do, you can, there's like this one checkpoint that's at the base of the mountain, just below the cat's lodge, the cabin lodge, where the cats have the tendency to congregate. But there's a checkpoint just right below it. I'll ping it on our generic map, and so that's like the last little threshold that you have to do. Most of the way there was totally fine. Above you can see the ski lifts that are still mostly intact and periodically even used by some people. And you pass by a lot of these broken carts on the ground as well. This is a place you've actually passed by before. But as you travel through, hang on one sec. As my roll 20 seems to have already frozen. I love roll 20. But as you pass by, you're stopped. You can see that there's these handful of these sentinels and drones that they start belting out through their various speakers. They're asking you. They're like, halt, move no further, halt. And you can see that they're starting to turn their attention towards you. The six of you. Starting to wheel in your direction. They're blocking the road forward, the fastest route up to the cat village, and they're just calling right now. They're just calling for you to halt. Is there anything?
I halt.
Okay.
Open fire.
You start counting, and you see that there's a total of 3 sentinels and 3 drones.
I don't want to fight a sentinel
Okay.
just yet.
So.
No.
They zoom right up to you, and they just tell you, halt, citizens, wait. And they point to this small little bench area on the side of the road. You look to be by some kind of ranger station, and they kind of order you to sit and wait while repairs are being efforted. It's sort of repairs efforted. Please wait and halt. And as you all take your turns to do that, it's a while. It's 2 hours before they finally they're not bothering you, they're not searching you, they're not attacking you, but they're literally just every time you get up to leave or every time you get up to move, they're like, halt, citizen, halt, please. But finally, after 2 hours, you can see another large like sentinel comes zooming out of the wilderness ahead into the west, and seems to join in with a group, and they kind of communicate in some weird kind of blinks and flashes and different, some sort of verbal sounds as well. And then finally they allow you to go through. And so it's just a little delay. When you get up to the edge of the cabin village, once again you are stopped by cat guards. So you see these two lynxes step out from behind these little hiding places and bushes that flank the road up to the cabin village. They recognize Helena, but the rest of you, they're a little, they might have seen you at some point because you've been here before. But they ask this basic questions like, what's your business here? Out with it.
A friend Helena here has a timeshare offer for us. I hear there's vacancy at the Peak Cabin.
They look at you and they're like, no one goes to the Peak Cabin. What's wrong with it? It's a off-limits place. Don't even joke about it, dog. Not all of us can get away with licking the boots of the watches in the way you have.
Helena's just pinching like the bridge of like her nose, just.
Okay.
And then she'll point at Cujo and Hamill and just be like, we're here to because of the, what was it that we were trying to establish between theirs and ours?
You're a cat.
Like
You're at the cat
collaboration?
tribe. You're here because you're trying to figure out information about where Grimalkin is.
I know, but what was it? I'm totally blanking, and my
There's
the two
badgers.
groups
The badgers and
trying
cats
to work
tribe.
together?
Yeah, there's badger and cat tribe.
where we were trying to make a treaty between the two.
Mhm.
So I'll just say, hey, we're here to speak to the council about treaty business.
And that doesn't actually work anymore because that's already been discussed, and apparently people have already been assigned to those types of diplomatic tasks. So they're like, this doesn't compute, madam. Try again. Of course you can come in here, but the rest of them, without some particular reason, this isn't the lodge. We care about who comes within our borders, as you should well know, Helena. They're all they're taking an attitude with you that maybe months prior, maybe they wouldn't have taken with. Maybe Helena's esteem is beginning to go down a bit.
I'm never here, so.
It's true. And you've
We
Magnus
dominate
is-
these cats to gain
absolutely.
access.
No, absolutely. Roll dominate.
Just a quick question. Magnus's crew used to live in the Peak Cabins, right? Or
No.
somewhere in the mountains?
No, he didn't live in the peak. No one lived in the peak cabin. No one goes to the peak cabin. The peak cabin is off limits.
So they're just up in the mountains.
They were just up in
some
the
ways.
mountains. Yeah.
Okay.
Any mods or no?
There's 5 of you. There's 2 of them. But then
rank
there was
7.
a really stupid thing that McCloud said about the peak cabin. So that's going to cancel out a little bit. So you can get +2 instead of +3.
Alrighty.
The peak cabin is that's like mentioning a very, that's like superstition. Like you don't make that. Okay. And that'll be versus them. So it'll be 2 and 2. No gear. They got 1 success as well. You're welcome to push. But if you push, whatever it is that you're using, whatever your gear dice is going to take damage.
Well, that's just my bonus.
Yeah, I think that was the bonus you gave him.
Oh, okay, that was your mod. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I know you had like a megaphone or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So they said perhaps it's best if you go ahead and talk to your sister first. We'll keep an eye on your friends and make sure they don't go wandering off, but I'm afraid there's been some incidents of late. People
Like what?
going missing, apparently.
Who?
They kind of stare at you. Oh, I believe you know. And like they kind of give you like a sly, like off to the side look, as if perhaps your little rumor might be getting out. But they'll let you through, Helena. But the rest of you, they're like, you don't have a good enough. Like, no, sorry, you don't have business here. There's no reason for you to be here. You'll wait
I
here.
go wandering off.
Okay. So, so Helena, you can go in.
Yeah,
The rest
I'll
of
go
you
in.
get stopped, and you see McCloud begin to wander off. Helena, are you looking for your sister?
Yeah, I'll probably just go straight for her.
Okay. So you chase her down, and you can see that she's in sort of the main council cabin. They're in session, so to speak. You can hear sounds of arguing on the inside. When you go up to the door, somebody who has been, like a guard, is like next to it, like, no, ma'am, the private session today. And they just kind of step in front of you and they don't let you in. This is all like really untoward stuff. Normally you're able to get through that door just fine. You can like listen in on the walls and everything like that. You've been afforded a certain level of like of entitlement that it seems to have been eroded of late.
What happened?
I don't know. What could possibly have happened?
What could have possibly
I don't
happened?
know.
I don't know.
And as you wait around, eventually the door opens up and you can see people start piling out, including Secundus and some of the other folks. And I think it's Secundus and Visenya. Both of them kind of pile out. They pass you. You can see that he is joking and jovial with some of the other alphas of the tribe, and so he passes by and says, "Good evening, Helena. How wonderful to see you." And then just kind of grins and walks past you. And as the entire council passes, you can see that your sister's the only one left, and she's got a very frustrated and angry look on her face. And she says to you, "Oh, look who comes running. Your timing is impeccable, sister."
Really, what did I miss this time?
"Oh, just a vote of no confidence is all."
And she'll just be like, okay.
It's a stalemate, but our family's power is eroding. It's just a matter of time. This Secundus fellow has managed to convince a few others of the Alpha Council that I apparently am not fit to be, well, I should be censured. That some of my far-reaching endeavors, like your desire to ally with the Badger tribe, we should put those things on hold. Meanwhile, she just kind of walks off, and you're having this conversation. And but I still have some allies left, at least. So, but he's a bit of a problem. If something's not done about him soon, I'm afraid. I'm afraid we'll fall back into the dark ages of the cat tribe. We need to move forward, be more progressive here, and he is just not letting us. Why? And she just, why did you have to? You're just so impulsive, impetuous.
I was trying to help you.
You
I
were
apologize.
not trying. Hey, Christopher, how's it going, man? Anyway, what brings you back to the habitat?
Grimalkin.
She, like, stops. I beg your pardon.
Where is he?
I don't know. In fact, I'm not particularly sure. I haven't seen him for a bit of time. He nearly burnt down the very building that stands behind us, right? He's has an ability, can make things burst into flames with his mind. It was very uncomfortable for us all, and he wasn't very good at controlling it. And when we told him that he was no longer welcome within the walls of the cabin village, he darn near burnt the whole place down. And I haven't seen him since.
Has there anybody who has seen him?
You could speak with Glitter. And you know that Glitter is a seer, a lunatic seer that lives just outside of the village. Perhaps she might be able to help you.
Okay.
She's a bit more on the up and up when it comes to those who live on the outskirts.
I'm not sure how much Helena would tell her. She'd probably, because I know her sister doesn't like to talk about Helena's involvement with the Resistance. So Helena will just apologize and just be like, okay, I'm going to go speak to Glitter. I tell you what I'm up to, but I know you don't like to hear about it.
I have enough on my plate. I don't need to deal with you two.
But
You're a
I'll
grown
finish this.
cat. You can do this yourself.
And then I'll come and I'll help you.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if I want your help, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I have to deal with you know who and then get outcast from the tribe, then I'll do so.
Oh, yes, because that'll go wonders for me. Yes. Yes, I'm
And
sure
Helena
they'll
just-
have no problem letting me stay in charge when my own sister is a multiple murderer and, well, now outcast. Yes, I'm sure they'll just throw coronation parades for me. Sometimes I don't. She just shakes her head and walks away. Outside the village, so there's the four of you. You're just kind of wandering about. You do in fact get a lot of dirty looks from some of the cats. More than once, you nearly step into some kind of pit trap, and they're all over. You can see that some of the ones that you'll fall into, you look down, and you can see like there's a little body of little rat mutant down there that's just sort of impaled in some kind of spikes. It's just been sitting there for a while.
Hamill would like to look at these traps because she has been looking to bring back a new type of trap
Okay.
for the tribe. So we'll look to see if there's anything new that these cats have come up with that maybe the Badger tribe hadn't thought of yet.
Okay. We can make this a hunt test as you sort of try to assess like what's going on here. It's not, technology, so I don't need comprehend, but just roll a hunt test.
Okay. So hunt is 3 and... Can we be resting while we're doing this, by the way?
Yeah, if there's like you need to eat or drink, or if you need to sunbathe, whatever it is you need to do.
Does anybody
it's
have
fine.
water?
Yeah. How much do
Okay.
you need?
I need 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or technically I'll need 3.
Okay.
But 2
All
for
right,
right
take
now.
3.
Thank you. So now my agility will be back up. Okay.
All
So
right.
that'll be 5. That'll be 3. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and roll this.
Okay.
See if I remember what I'm doing here. I'm going to just roll it and see if it rolls everything right. It did not. Hold on. I got to roll 3 more.
Hey, Tombstone, how's it going?
Okay, so I got a success on...
Okay.
Yeah, 1 success.
Yeah. So, you look at this and there's, I mean, it's not the most complicated trap in the world. It's a pit trap. There's specific spikes at the bottom, but you kind of take note a little bit of just the camouflage efforts. Like these are pretty sneaky, and so and you look at like kind of the depth and the different, like they're using bone. It looks like they actually have bone that's being used as pits at the bottom, so that could be something worth investigating in. We're doing all right. We're finally back to Mutant Year Zero tonight. It's been so long. It's so exciting to finally get to play again. It's awesome. Did you want to do any kind of Seer stuff, McCloud, while we were killing time? While you're killing time out
Yeah, we
here
can do
waiting
that.
for Helena? Okay. Go ahead and roll and tell us how you do this again.
Yeah, as I'm wandering around looking for the trees nearby, I spot one that's just a little bit taller than the rest of them.
Of course you do.
Get on top of that, my hat starts spinning in the visions.
Okay. Go ahead and roll, and then tell us what you envision.
Let's see.
Don't forget that I put handouts individually for each skill, so just roll your scry.
I gotta click on myself.
That's our next emote, right? The spinny hat.
Oh, that's a good idea, but we'd have to get someone to make that for us. The other ones I just ripped off of our icons and such, but that's a good idea. Okay, so you got 2 successes. Let's see. You see visions of the future showing certain action, who performs it. If you predict that the action would be successful, basically 2 successes will be added to that roll in the future. If you predict that the action will be unsuccessful, then 2 successes will be taken away from the roll. So what action are you predicting? Death. Yes, death.
Death.
Like, you want to think about how you could frame this from a skill perspective too, so that
Yeah.
So it could be like maybe a track thing. It could be maybe a dominate thing. It could be an attack thing. So
some sort of. Wait, what time of day is it now?
We'll put it like late afternoon, evening. I can't remember what we ended on last time, so we'll just say that.
Okay.
Like
we'll do some sort of detection thing. Maybe we're like missed by some sentinels or scouts.
Okay. So maybe like a stealth test or something, like a sneak test. Perfect. Excellent. And then Cujo and Tchaikovsky, was there anything you were going to do while we were killing time out here? Did any of you need to heal or anything while Helena tried to get some info?
No, I'm full up on anything. Are we in a place where we could like shop around at all, or have we already like?
You could. I mean, there's other people outside of the village. It's like specifically you're just not allowed to go inside like the inner cabin area, but there's other like little huts and little groves and things of cats around here. You can certainly look to try to talk to somebody. What are you looking for?
I was gonna see if I could buy some like healing potions or something, if there's anyone who wants to trade.
Okay. So why don't you kind of wander as you're wandering around? Just go ahead and roll like a dominate tech as you're just looking around and talking and seeing if you can get somebody who's willing to trade with a badger. Sure. And so you're looking to get what is it you wanted to buy again?
Like healing potions, just general healing potions.
So as you're going around and talking to folks, you come across this like heavy set cat, that kind of big old gut. Is wearing like a vest that doesn't necessarily cover the chest, and the chest is all bushy. They got like big old paws, much bigger than you would imagine for like the squatness of the creature. And when you walk up to like this little hut, it's got like beads on the front of it and everything, and you're like inquiring.
I'm imagining a Scottish fold, just like
okay. I don't know shit about cats, so
it's the one
like
with like it's like the really
eye.
They're like the fluffy ones with like the folded down ears.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that checks out. Yeah, and so they come out and they're like, if you've ever seen like Airplane, towards the end of Airplane when like Lloyd Bridges has been doing all the drugs and hair is like this kind of one lazy eye, like, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm just looking for something that might be able to help me out in a fight. Something that might give me a little extra kick or some HP, as the kids have been saying.
And so, what do you have to trade?
Just some like, I have food and water, but I have some scrap from like the last few times that we fought.
Okay.
Like watchers and stuff like that. Just like general metallic plates or wires and stuff like that.
All right. So they have a stock of 4. They're just kind of sitting around, and they're willing to trade it for a couple rations. We'll say like a couple rations in that scrap, and you can have all 4.
Sure.
All right. And so you manage to get that deal done, and they offer you a little glue. They're like, "You want some?" And they take this like little thing of super glue, stick it up their nose.
What?
Oh yeah, man. Let me try that.
And so okay. So
no.
Okay. So
super
you stick
glue.
There's a roll incoming for that.
And you're like, oh God. And it's the most, the smell is just absolutely ridiculous. And you take 4 points of confusion.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
And you look around and you completely forget where you're at and who you are. You're like, am I a cat? I don't know. Are you a cat? You said, butterflies. And Tchaikovsky, is there anything you're doing in this time?
Nope. I'm just hanging out, watching everything
Fair
taking
enough.
place.
So you watch all this
Just huff the
happen.
glue, man.
Helena, you finally come out and you track down like Hamill and McCloud and Tchaikovsky, and they're all kind of looking at Cujo. And Cujo is sort of scratching the outsides of this tent that you know is to the Seer glitter. And, you know, this is her tent. And you go up and she's like, I haven't seen you for decades. You've gotten so big. What can I do for you, my sweet?
Are we related?
No, I don't think so.
No, that was like a me to Jeff, not me to Glitter.
I don't know who Jeff is, but it's possible I could be related to him. Would you like some glue?
Not at this
Let
moment.
you see things. Things that are, and even better,
Have you,
things
speaking
that
of
will
seeing,
be.
She turns and
Have
you're talking and she's turning and
Yeah.
she's talking to like this old bust, like this wooden bust, and this is who she thinks is talking.
Yes, I'm sorry,
oh
my dear.
no.
What is it that you want from me?
And Helena will just continue. Have you seen Grimalkin?
I beg your pardon, I was not paying attention.
And then she moves over to like, and she pulls out what looks like a small record player. Like you all know what a record player is, but like the players would know, right? And she starts playing a song, and it's just like this like 70s psychedelic rock. It's like hurdy-gurdy man shit going on. It's like,
Yes. This is...
Cujo's just gonna start dancing to it.
and she starts offering like this glue to everybody.
Sit, everybody sit. You're angering the spirits with your height. Please.
Guys, don't anger the fucking spirits. Just take some of this stuff.
Spirits are very short. They don't like to be looked down upon. Everybody sit, please.
I'll gather in this weird little circle.
Good. That's so good. That's excellent.
And you can see that eyes are just wandering. Yes. And she pulls out like another glue stick
And she just holds it up. Now, I insist, if we're going to talk about Grimalkin, I'm going to need to channel all of your auras.
I'm going to reach out and I'm going to take the glue stick. I'm going to take another whiff of it.
Awesome. And you
Are you already like incapacitated?
It's totally.
I'm gonna pass it. I'm just
Okay.
gonna hold it to McCloud.
And so you take 3 more points of confusion, and you're just like seeing things. Like you.
Can you be negative confused? Because
I mean, at this point, you're basically broken. Like, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean-
yeah, like you're broken. Like you just.
my
You're
brain
happy
is
broken.
overloaded and I can't think straight.
If you're still conscious, you're like,
I'll take the stick.
do you
There
want
you
to?
go.
Come on,
You got
man.
you gotta try this, man. Just shut your brain off.
Just a
for
big old
minute.
glue stick on it. It's
Just
just
a
this-
glue stick.
Yeah, take a little sniff.
It's a Sharpie instead.
No,
it's like,
it's a glue stick. It's a super glue stick.
oh gosh.
Come on, man.
I will slowly sniff it.
Okay, and so you will slowly take 1 point of confusion as the spirits seem to like you. It's good. It's excellent. And so she's just sort of dancing around. Yes, like patting her like matte hair, and she comes over and says, "Oh, who is this exquisite creature?" And she reaches out and she like holds the glue stick in front of Tchaikovsky. Your scales are so reflective. I can see my face in them.
I feel like
Shiny.
I feel like I'm talking to Johnny Depp.
It's a little bit like that. I'm channeling him a bit for this character.
And so
Tchaikovsky will just like take it and then just like I guess act like he's gonna take
okay,
it with,
okay. So
but not actually do it.
Oh, good.
The record's gonna skip songs and I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna shout out, "Ayo, this shit slaps!" And I'm just gonna start jamming out some more.
Good. Now,
she turns back to that wooden bust.
now, Helena, my dear, what is it you want? You wanted to speak with Grimalkin, was it? Is that right?
Yes.
Whatever
we're-
for.
We need to get in and out of a place Grimalkin has been.
Oh, I see. Well, Grimalkin is a very elusive kitty. I haven't seen him for, well, in the normal world for quite some time, but in the spiritual world, that's a different story entirely. If everybody could just sit down and hold hands,
Have some glue.
I might be able to channel and properly triangulate his signal. Is that okay? Dearest Helena.
That would be appreciated.
Good. And she reaches out and she like hugs the bust, and she comes and she like picks it up and puts it down in the circle and acts like she's reaching out and grabbing your hand. Good. You've gained some weight, it seems. You're very heavy. It's okay.
Sturdy.
You're older now.
You would say.
And I knew you were just a kitten. Okay, and so for the next like 3 hours, she's like leading you guys on like the most ridiculous chants at some point. And at a certain point, like one by one, like all of you just sort of either pass out from glue or just exhaustion. Hamill and Helena, maybe you're the two that are like the last standing. Tchaikovsky, old man, probably falls asleep. But when morning comes around, she wakes up and she's like, how wonderful to see you. Helena, when did you get here?
We went on a journey with you last night trying to locate Grimalkin.
Oh, of course, yes. Oh, he's just a few miles to the west of the village. He's very close, actually. There's a wonderful blue vehicle with a pickup truck, I believe they call it. Yes.
Did the spirits tell you that?
No, I've been there.
Okay.
Oh, my head is killing me.
Yeah, you have a wee bit of a glue hangover.
I think I'm gonna actually have to heal you from broken.
I'm gonna crawl. It just says a full night's rest, so I'm just gonna crawl into Derek's wagon and like kind of pull some of the junk over myself and just
fair enough.
Take a little nap.
So as you try to leave the little tent, she'll reach out and she'll grab. Let's see, who is it? She'll grab McCloud by the arm, and she says,
"Be very careful. I sensed darkness in one of your group, your number. It's very deep darkness, and I don't know. Oh, there were so many. Signs were very unclear, but if I were you, sweet little puppy, I would sleep with one eye open. So I'm trying to say shh, shh. And then she puts it up to your lips to shh, shh, shh. And she goes back into her tent.
Maybe you should lay off the glue, lady.
Maybe you should back the fuck off. You don't know me. You don't know what I've seen.
And she goes back into her tent, and so you have a general direction of where to go.
Yeah. She just wanted people to party with for the night.
Yeah.
Don't, Jeff.
I like that Jeff specified that the music was hurdy-gurdy music.
Hey, this is good shit, man. Okay. So you know that there's like I'm not sure if it's like a truck or a trailer or something like that. Blue off to the west, like you're not entirely sure specifically, but she's like two miles west. So if you want to roll a hunt check, Hamill, you can try to see if you can track down with some generic instructions on where you might be able to go.
Working on it.
Yep.
2 success.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you're looking around. It's a kind of a clear day, clear morning. It's maybe mid to late morning. No clouds in the sky. It's kind of chilly as winter is approaching, and you're able to sort of navigate around a lot of the traps, and you can see from a distance, from maybe like half a mile away, and all sorts of this overbrush. There is a kind of a large trailer, like a pop top trailer, but like it's been crudely painted like this dark blue, and there's all sorts of other like kind of psychedelic like graffiti and shit on it and such. It almost looks like a tie-dye thing. But as you're approaching, you hear something kind of stumbling out of like the tree line just to the south of you, Hamill, and you can see that this giant horn bug just comes running at you all, like just sort of chasing after you as you get closer and closer. So you can go ahead and roll for initiative.
Well,
Remember,
Okay.
you can roll for initiative by clicking on your token and hitting the initiative button.
I have a 4.3.
Okay. Cool. Where's my horn bug? I don't know where my horn bug is. I'll use the gnat storm instead.
Oh no.
Can I
Do
just
I need to
sleep this one
re-roll
out?
again?
You can, sure. All right. So, let's see what we got. Is everybody in?
No, it didn't keep mine from earlier, so I gotta.
It's because I cleared it because we weren't in initiative yet.
I rolled better anyway.
Okay, and it makes sense that you would be the first one to be able to go here. As you see at probably about 20 yards distance from you, closing in, bursting through the chin, this giant hornbug, this big black creature with these huge pincers out in front, comes charging at you. What do you want to do, Hamill? You were the first to do something.
I'm assuming this is something that I would assume is going to attack us, right? There's no.
Yeah, you can roll a no nature +1 if you want.
I know nothing.
Yeah, it's just a monster. You don't know anything specific other than that.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot a stone at it.
Your wits didn't roll, or no, you don't have any skills.
Yeah, I don't.
No
Yeah,
nature.
no,
Okay,
I don't.
gotcha. All right, go ahead. So you're gonna sling a stone. You're gonna load and fire, fast action load, or maneuver load, fire with
Yes.
your action. Different terminology now. Now we have like fast action,
I'm like,
long action.
I don't even know
everything
where
changed.
I'm-
It's the same stuff. It's just different terms.
Looking at my sheet, even. All right, what am I doing? I am shooting.
It should be load and fire probably for you.
Well, I'm rolling a shoot. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Okay.
That's a success.
Okay. Do you want to push that and take a whole shitload of agility damage?
Nope.
All right.
I don't.
And so, how much damage do you have on your on your act? Like, what's the base?
I think the
damage?
sling's just 1 damage.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So you sling this over in the direction at this giant horn bug, and you can see this stone hurtles through the air, and I get to roll its.
If the weapon has a bonus, what does that mean? Is that a gear dice?
That's how much damage it does on the first success.
Yeah. The first
Sorry.
success always does that damage. And then if you have additional successes, you can spend each additional success to do 1 extra damage. as a
Bonus
stun.
is how many extra gear die you roll. Damage is how much damage.
Okay,
it
so I
does.
need to roll a gear dice then.
Okay, roll 1d6. As long as you don't push, you're not going to take that agility damage, so you're okay. All right, so let me roll its armor. As it's thinking. My roll 20 is going crazy. All right.
Nice.
I rolled
That's quite a bit of armor.
10d6
Wow.
and didn't get any, and you just managed to find like this perfect little spot between some of its scales to do damage to it.
I know how to use my sling.
Excellent. Cujo, you're next, laying in this wagon. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna roll over and then pass my turn
Awesome. I love it.
while
Helena.
I'm moaning and growling.
Helena, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna shoot it with a load and shoot my crossbow.
Sounds perfect. Oh, thanks for those bits,
Thanks for the
Tombstone.
bits.
Awesome. I'll give people a free reroll, a free push for those bits.
Sweet.
Still waiting on my check, Jeff.
What? Oh, we actually are getting a check for Twitch. Do you want to push for free? I'll give it for free. So if you get damage on this, okay,
Oh.
you still unfortunately miss. The horn bug will go next and comes stomping in like, and this thing is pretty huge. It's gonna go, and I think because Hamill, it makes sense. Hamill was out front. It's gonna go ahead and attack Hamill. So that means I get to do basic test, skill dice 3. So my maneuver will be to move and get in proximity of view, and then my action will be to attack. So 3 skill dice, 10 strength, and no gear. So I just did, that's 4
That's
onto.
a big bug.
I have a thing.
Okay, so what's your thing?
I have small.
Okay,
Oh, you know what I totally forgot to do?
what's that?
Make sure that I know how many FP I have.
Okay,
1 second.
yeah,
1, 2,
I
3.
figured we
Oh
would
yeah,
be
remind
rusty.
the absurd amount that he has.
Okay, so
It's okay,
I
this one
have.
doesn't have anything.
I am starting with 8 FP because you have to know how much FP everybody has.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 8. Now that I
have
figured
10.
that out.
10.
Also 10.
6.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I have more than I'll ever need. It's totally fine. Like I almost always have more than I'll ever need. It's fine.
Which I actually totally forgot the things that I can do.
Small, I think, is what you're looking for.
Yeah, I forgot about my hunter instincts when I went to attack it. So for small, I am short and thin and agile. When I can activate this power when an enemy succeeds in a roll to fight or shoot against me. Every FP I spend neutralizes one of the enemy's successes.
So it got 4 successes. How many FP do you
Which would
wanna
take
spend?
me to broken, and I don't know that I want to go to broken, so I'm going to spend 2.
Okay. You remember what happens when you spend
Or
FP,
spend
right?
4.
Oh, I'm going to spend 2. I don't want to roll 4 dice.
Okay.
I'm going to spend 2.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend 2, roll 2d6 and see how that goes for me. And I roll 2 5, so I'm fine,
You're
right?
good. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So I only take 2 damage.
So you'll take 2 damage. Let's see. The victim is caught. Neutral force get free. Blah 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 blah.
Actually, is it 1 damage per hit?
Well, it attacked you with its mandibles, so you're okay. It's 1 damage for this one. There's something else it can do. But currently you are kind of caught up in its grip. So its mandibles have clamped down on top of you, and you are now trapped within those. And when your turn comes around, if you want to leave, you have to do a force test to try to break free.
Can't trap a trapper.
I mean, I just did. So, Tchaikovsky,
I'm trying.
what do you want to do?
So I have the bow and arrow, and then that kerosene lantern.
Okay.
It's got 6 uses. I think, what did we say? That adds 2 damage, 1 damage. But I'm basically going to shoot a fire arrow at this.
Okay.
At this beetle.
You'll have to spend an action to prep that. So you're gonna.
I have quick fire.
Okay. All right.
So it should still work out.
Okay, so you'll be able to load up the fire, and we'll give it like I can't remember what we said, but we'll say for now, give you a +2. We'll make the damage worth like. We'll give you like +2. Let's just do a +2 bonus. Let's just to take extra 2 dice. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Go for it. Very nice. Very nice. There you go. And I'll go ahead and roll its 10d6 worth of armor. And I've rolled 3 6s, of course,
I knew it.
because Derek was rolling, and I have to fuck him over when he finally actually has a good roll.
Roll 20.
And so,
Am I
Doesn't
able
technically
to
some of your
push?
armor break though, since you rolled some 1s too, or does that not matter?
we'll say it does matter. This is like natural armor. I'm not sure if that's different
Okay.
because it's not a piece of gear, but I'll say it's eroding for now. But that makes sense.
Okay.
So we'll say
We do
down to
have
7.
1 free push left from bits.
Yeah, I'll let you do a push if you wanted to.
Yeah,
push
because
that.
I didn't
It's a
take
little
any
late, but yeah.
damage.
If you wanted to push that to try to get more and bypass, okay.
Fire a second arrow.
Dear God, man! All right.
Wow.
So this thing, you will do a total of 2 damage to it.
Those are some amazing rolls.
That's.
How
that's
did you get
great.
5?
Good job, Derek. You
It's
rolled.
gonna bring it down.
3 before and 2 the second time.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's what I was missing was the addition.
That's a hell of a shot. And McCloud, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna charge in there with my machete.
Helena, did you go?
Attack.
Did I
Yeah,
skip you?
I shot and I didn't.
Oh, that's
do
right.
any
You
damage.
missed. Did you
A
miss? Oh my
swing and a
gosh.
miss.
Tombstone, thank you so much.
300 more bits.
Yes. So you have 3 more free pushes. Being so nice.
Nice.
So generous. Okay. That's a,
I forgot
it's
to
a
add my
hit.
gear dice.
Okay, go ahead and roll it separate. Okay. You can do a free push if you want without concern for damage because of those wonderful bits from Tombstone, or you can let it ride.
I'll let it ride.
Okay, so
Just the 1 hit
we'll say
for 2 damage.
Got 100 more from Brendan.
me roll. Oh my gosh, this is not fair. Oh,
Yo, we get to
slash.
eat tonight.
At least this isn't like the other night where it's like every bit I had to talk like a demon.
All right, that's a total of 1 damage, right?
Just 2 damage.
Oh, it's 2 damage because you have a
Honestly,
machete,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay. You've hacked into this thing pretty good. Hamill, your turn comes up. You are trapped in the mandibles of this big old bug. Okay, and you can see that it's kind of pulling you towards its mouth. Right? It's like
No.
you can try to break yourself free.
With what?
By rolling a force test with a -2 modification.
Damn it. I'm going to need some of those rerolls with this.
Yeah, you can use one of them if you do poorly.
Actually, hold on. I need to. I'm going to be rolling a total of 2 dice. So hold on, force. Bring that down to 0. Do a roll.
That was fun the other night. That was our Thursday night game.
Yes,
Okay.
Right. But wait, it didn't take out the 2. I was only supposed to roll 2 dice.
You got a success then, technically.
Just 1.
That's all you needed. All you needed was 1, and so you managed to break free.
Yay!
And you have a fast action still. If you want to try to like run away or something, you could do that too.
I am going to try something for the first time.
All right, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to burrow.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to give it a whirl.
So spend your FP.
Roll that d6.
Roll the d6.
Maybe I won't. I'll just run. I don't want to risk it. I'll just run.
I like how burrowing for us is cursed. Like,
I know. You don't have to spend enough feet for it. So
you don't know what's underneath the ground, man. You could hit your head, go feral.
Exactly.
I mean, if I'm in Derek's front yard, I'm going to run into all sorts of like things that kill things. So
all kinds of dead plant roots.
Oh my god! Yeah, those poor creatures. Okay, Cujo, it is your turn. What would you like to do? Is he frozen? Okay, I couldn't tell if he was frozen. He was like not moving. I'm like, oh shit, is he frozen?
I'm gonna stay asleep.
Okay, I like it. I like that you're committing to this. I really do appreciate that you're committing to this. Okay.
Like, we haven't played this game in a while. I'm gonna get high.
I think it's just like it's like just fucking shit. Just get high off this glue.
My head's killing me.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Can you guys kill it? Can you guys kill it? Like, work quietly.
Plus, no one's really like brought this to my attention. So with how hungover I am, it's not really my priority. Unless people start dying and screaming.
Okay.
That's totally.
We'll need to scream loudly.
It's just a bug.
Okay.
Yeah, big one. You guys got this.
You guys, it's a very, very big bug. All right. So that means it comes to Helena.
Do I want to wake up Cujo by just kicking over the wagon?
Entirely up to you.
Can I use my move and then I can still shoot or no?
Say that again. Sorry.
He rolled out of the wagon.
No, I just rolled over. Like,
yeah, he just
tossing and turning in bed.
You know, like a flip to the cold side of the pillow kind of
Damn,
thing.
you're lazier than I thought you were. I thought you at least got out of the damn wagon and then just rolled over.
Nope.
If I kick the wagon over, can that be my move? And then can I still shoot or no?
To shoot, you need to use a movement to load a weapon.
Right.
Oh, okay, never mind. So
unless you have quick fire.
I don't have that yet. So then I'll still like kick the wagon over and I'll like yell at Cujo, like, "Oh my god, could you wake up?"
Fine.
And then she'll load her crossbow again.
Okay. So then the creature will go next. And because McCloud hit it with a machete, that means McCloud is near to it. So it's going to, with Hamill running away like a coward, it'll turn its attention at this point over to the young pup, and will attempt to attack it. So it's going to be done some damage to it, so it doesn't have as many dice anymore, but we'll see. That's a fail. And so you manage to, as it reaches down with its mandibles trying to grab you, you manage to just knock them aside with the machete. Apparently with Cujo gone, you are the best warrior again. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Tchaikovsky, your turn.
Yeah, I'll just keep doing what works and just use another fire arrow on it.
Okay, so load it up, quick fire, and shoot.
Yeah. And then 2 gear dice, correct?
Yeah. Yep, same as last.
Wow.
Great. That's, dude, you're crushing it tonight.
Look at your rolls.
Look at you. So I'm down to...
All it took was fire arrows.
Yeah. All right, so I move one... So I'll remove one of those damages, so it'll do 2 damage. It'll do 2 damage.
Okay.
But you still got through. Okay.
Is it on fire now that I've hit it with? How
Yeah.
many fire arrows do I need to hit it with?
No, it's definitely on fire.
Okay.
I'm like taking down its armor at this point,
Okay.
basically, with the fire.
Gotcha.
So, McCloud, as you go, that's a horrible way of saying that.
Go.
You can see that there's something else that's coming out from the forest that it just emerged from. And it's got this, like, you could see this cat that's in like army fatigues is suddenly stepping out from behind like the trunk itself, or the tree trunk, and it's like looking at what's going on and is considering shooting the crossbow. You can say it's getting ready to, but they haven't yet. What would you like to do?
Hopefully he's friendly, but I'm gonna focus on this beetle here.
Okay, go for it. That's a horn bug. Oh, Jesus, that's just rude. There's
Horn
insulting.
beetle.
It's a blue beetle. You're right. Shut up.
It's a rhino beetle.
Okay, that's a success.
There it is.
All right. So that'll be 2 damage.
Clean 2 damage.
I'm gonna roll
She wanted to push and get more.
some armor, and I will block it. I will block 1 point of damage. So the machetes were 2, so it will go ahead and, like, you'll still get one of the damages through. But you can see this thing is definitely worse for wear. And you
Then
watch.
I'll shout out. There's a cat dude coming.
Yeah, and you can watch, and I would say you're the one, since you're up in melee, you're kind of looking behind it. Everyone else is sort of kicking people over and shooting arrows and all that kind of stuff, so maybe they don't have the angle yet. But you watch as this creature, like, lets the crossbow kind of drape to their side and pulls up, like, a hand to their head, and they just close their eyes, and you can see something kind of happens, and then they reach their hand out as their entire paw is just kind of engrossed in fire, and just, and you can see that where the little bits of fire where Tchaikovsky has been, you know, like the different fire arrows that are currently sticking out of it like a pincushion have flames coming out of it. Suddenly the rest of the entirety of this the carapace of this creature just erupts in flame, and you can hear it squealing, and it's kind of freakishly kind of going through these death throes. It tries to run away as it tries to, like, turn around and run towards the forest, but as it's doing so, it's like running right at this cat, who now, like, holds up the crossbow and just, like, right dead between, like, its mandible, and this thing just flattens to the ground, like, cooking right in front of it. When all is said and done, like, the creature steps forward, this cat, and kind of looks at you all, black and white, so it's mostly the kind of black fur, but, like, down the center of the face you can see that there's a bit of white, and these, like, big, strange, like, kind of orange blue eyes that kind of seem to be a mix of different colors, and steps forward, kind of looks at you, looks at the hornbug on the ground. Hornbug looks at you and says, "You gonna eat that?"
No.
Okay. Mind if I eat that?
You killed it. You go for it, man.
Help yourself.
Kind of a kill
Grimokin,
steal, yeah.
right?
And he kind of looks over at you and he sneers. "I wasn't talking to you.
Okay.
I can share if you want some. I definitely like the dark meat. It's just juicier. You can have some too if you want." He's talking to you, the dog.
Yeah, I'll take your offer then. I'm not sure. You don't eat, like, these things, right? Are they actually edible?
You can if you want. Yeah, you could do whatever you like. You can eat them. Sure, why not? You're an animal, man. You're a dog. What are you expecting?
Well, I wasn't sure if, like, this is one of those weird.
Oh, you're thinking of
abomination
abominations. Yeah, you don't want to eat abominations, because abominations were once like you, like your types.
Okay,
These are just
sure.
like,
It's not an
yeah.
abomination.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is like a big beetle. So it's still a beetle. It's just bigger version. But you can eat it if you don't mind eating beetle. Good eats. Okay.
What's with your arm? Some sort of cyborg man?
No. What's with your hat?
You some kind of helicopter man?
Got him.
So you see that he reaches into this like army jacket, pulls out this big ass knife, and just lays the crossbow like across his back as he just kind of flings it over. And there's a little strap, and he kind of starts to and just starts sawing through like the outer carapace of this bug. And he just like squirting like green juices all over the place now that the fire is kind of dying down.
Yep, this is a big one, all right.
You know the guy that lives there?
What guy?
We made it to the compound, right?
You can see it in the distance. Yeah, you can see it in the distance. You're maybe like a quarter mile away. You're not that far.
Someone named Grimaldi, I think.
No.
Grimaldi.
Never heard of anyone named Grimaldi.
Wait, what was it?
Definitely not my
Grimalkin.
name.
Grimalkin.
Grimalkin. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
You can see as he's talking, he kind of stutters a bit from time to time. When you asked about when you asked about like his name, when you asked about like the fire, all that kind of stuff, like what's going on with his arm, he kind of stutters a bit. But
Yeah, might be me. Might not be me. What's it to you?
We're just looking for. We've heard you've been to the Forbidden Zone.
I don't like talking about that. I don't want to talk about that with you. I don't want to talk about that with her.
he kind of nods over towards Helena.
I say we best just split up this bug and both be on our way. What do you say?
We got important business to attend to, though. If you can give us any sort of information.
Roll a dominate check.
Can I offer him a cigarette or the singing fish to give him a plus to his dominate?
You can give him a cigarette, sure. Grab the cart. You grab a cigarette from the cart and light it from like the corpse,
bug.
the corpse bug, and just like stick it in his mouth and make him look tough. Meanwhile, his stupid little hat swirling above him, like, yeah, I'm tough, just like this guy.
What's the bonus on that?
So
I think. Let me look at the artifact list.
So,
cart is +1.
are you? So you're giving? So you're splitting the food with him?
Of course.
Okay, take +1 from that as well.
And what did you
If
say
I
the sig
like
was,
walk
Derek?
away, does that also increase it for him or no?
No, I'm not gonna negate. He just doesn't want. He's like,
Cigarette
Have
gives
I
you
met
+1.
him before?
no, you're just a cat.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You want to push
I'll
that?
push her, yeah.
I think we have another roll from Friendon or
Yeah.
from Tombstone. Yeah. And
Damn.
you start talking and you're
Unfortunate.
asking about this and that. Like, we need to know about the zone. We heard you came out. Like, what's going on? And he's just sawing away. She's just going through the carapace itself. Any one of the rest of you trying to say something?
Yeah, Hamill would want to go up, kind of in that like nervous energy spinny thing that she does. I'm not sure what kind of role it's going to be, but basically she's going to come up and she's going to kind of spin around where he is, and she's going to be like, this isn't about like petty shit. This is about Truffaut. He was taken. We're trying to find him. That's why we're here.
I don't know Truffaut. I don't know you.
Yeah.
This is about a damn bug, is what's about to me. Hey, reptile boy, whatever you are. What's that fish thing you got there? Can you eat that?
Chai will just look at him and be like, no, this isn't edible. This is just for entertainment.
You got any fish on you? Haven't had a fish in a while. Could mouth's watering a bit, you know what I'm saying?
Out of character, I mean, I have grub that I could offer him. Could we? I'm assuming grub is just like generic like rations,
just
or can we
whatever
say
you
any of the
find,
grub
yeah.
is fish?
Why don't you?
Because I
roll
don't
a
think you're allowed
scavenge
to.
test? Why don't you roll a scavenge test to see if you have like a can of tuna or something like that on you?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
A can of tuna, a can of cat food, something that'll fly. Sardines. Yeah, no problem.
Nice.
So we'll say that you get a can. We'll say you grab like 2 cans of tuna.
Yeah, I hold them up and I'm like, I'm more than happy to give these to you, but we need some information to help our friend who was taken. And if you have any information, it's worth trading.
All right. That seems fair. Let me see that to him, though.
So he reaches out, kind of grabs it, and he looks at it, makes sure it's not broken. You know, all right, what do you want to know there? What's all this about?
Yeah, and Chai will just kind of delve into the Chai doesn't get any suspicion that he's with the Watchers, so he'll just say Truffaut is against the Watchers as a leader, and just get him up to speed on what happened and that
I'm just gonna stop you right there, man. I don't want to know nothing about no resistance. Don't want to know nothing about no Truffaut. You said you want to ask me about the damn labyrinth. Go ahead and ask me. What do you want to know?
What do we need to know? I actually forgot from last time.
Yeah, I know it's been a while. That Grimalkin is one of the only people to ever have escaped the labyrinth on his own terms. Like, other abominations are kind of just randomly let out, and they've lost all sense of their personality and their memory and who they are. Like, they've been effectively lobotomized, whereas Grimalkin has left it and got out. The rumor has it has gotten out himself. So basically a way in.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so then Chai will just say we need to get into the Forbidden Zone without getting taken out by those massive guns and without getting detected. We need to get in and out, smash and grab.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't remember much. I remember, robots and such. I remember all the chambers, and I close my eyes, I can see them. All the robots, the machines from the old age. Just there's more down there than you ever see up on the surface. And I'm pretty sure they cut me open. Got the scars to prove it, and stuck needles in me. And I remember this one time I woke up on a gurney and I was all alone. They weren't watching me no more. I don't know, maybe they wanted me to leave, maybe they didn't, I don't know, but I could escape, and I found this large shaft, got one of them things in it, moves up and down, I don't know what they're called, but I climbed up fast as I could. It was a long climb, I tell you, long climb. Got away from the machines, and I don't remember how long I was climbing. It could have been a day, could have been an hour, I don't know. But I got out, and I was up on the mountaintop, and he kind of points up, and I ran back to the village, but something wasn't right about me, something was different. I can feel things, heat kind of came at me differently, that did something to me, and this one's sister over here. And all them that live over in that village, they said, no, we don't want you living amongst us anymore because we're scared of you. We're scared of different. And so I'm out here all by myself. But yeah, I kind of know a way in, sort of. I don't recommend you go there, but kind of. I could help. If you got any more of that tuna, I can definitely help.
We'll talk more about fish when we get to the spot to get in, but any help you can offer, we would greatly appreciate.
Okay, savvy negotiator. I like it. All right. Fair enough. Y'all like climbing?
Kind of looks around.
Y'all like climbing?
Just as much as the next guy.
Well, it's kind of a long hike up there, and you might want to tell that other lizard fellow that's cowering behind that trunk over there to come on out.
You can see there's Ringo, who's just like,
oh yeah, that's right. You forgot I was here. I did too. I've been here the whole time. I stiff glue and shit with you. It was crazy. Good time.
He's a chameleon, right?
Rock on.
What's up?
He's a chameleon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
right.
He's a chameleon or iguana. I can't remember. We'll say it's chameleon
Because he had.
No, he's an iguana. I'm the chameleon.
That's right. Okay. But he comes up and he's like, hi. And then Grimalkin's says, yeah, well, where we're going is way the hell up there. And he points like, and you're just like looking up and like you're tracking his finger. It's all the way like basically the top of the mountain. Like it's, like I said, I don't know much how long I climbed, but it was a long, long time. And I came out up there. If you want to know how to get in there, that's the only place I know how to get in from. Unless you want to stroll in through the front door, and you have fun with that.
Tried that
So
once.
he's pointing at the peak of cabins.
He's going all, yeah, it's way the hell up there. He's like, he's just pointing at the top of the mountain. It's like super high up there.
All right, lead the way, and we'll do our best to keep up.
All right. And he looks over at Helena. And he's like, I don't know if her pampered lifestyle is gonna let her get up this mountain. She might be dead weight. Might want to just cut her now. What do y'all say?
Well, we work as a
that's
unit, so I don't
eyes.
think that that's a good idea.
All right. Well, don't worry. She'll cut she and her kind. She'll cut you loose at some point. It's what they did to me. Hey, then Dave, what's going on? Yes, I agree. Let's split the party. Leave Helena here. I can murder her, and then the rest of you can go up the mountain. All right. So,
Okay, I guess.
So yeah, like it's midday, so he'll start leading you up the mountain. No problem.
Perfect. Gives my scavenge ability a cooldown, so I can get more fish for him.
Okay, fair enough. So you start hiking, and you've climbed the mountain before, but you're more on the western side at this point. Last time you came up and climbed this mountain is on the eastern side when you went to go see the cougar magnums and everything. So many months ago. But as you start climbing, like the higher up you go, like the air is getting thinner. The rocks, it's a steeper climb. Like the foothills are fairly gentle and sloping, but eventually it actually becomes necessary to stop and climb. You have to use like ropes and grapples, and it's and it's cold as well. Like you can see that the tops of this just from below, you can see the tops of the mountains are covered in snow. Winter is coming. It's not here in full force yet, but it's coming. I need everyone to go ahead and make an endure test. I do like this voice. It's one of my favorites. I wish I could talk like this all the time, but Melissa says if I do.
Could you imagine Melissa? Jeff, it's time for dinner.
I'm coming, sweetheart. Here I come, hustling as best as I can. Here we go. Oh, what's for dinner?
How would you whisper sweet nothings into her ear?
It's the hamburger helper again tonight. Oh, that's just delightful. And I'm on the street, exactly. Okay. Let's see. Fails.
Oh wait, we're re-rolling. Shit.
Yeah, endure tests. Okay.
Do we have any rerolls left?
I think we got one. So if somebody wants to do a free reroll.
Am I
Helena
able?
took
Actually,
it. Straight up
Oh
took
no,
it.
I didn't do a free run. I just
Too
did
late.
my
I went through
regular one.
twice.
No.
Go ahead, Derek. What are you gonna say?
Well, I have that animal power for tail, which increases balance when rolling, moving, jumping, climbing, or any acrobat. Oh wait, no, this is endure. This isn't. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
I wasn't
Tombstone.
sure if this could be used.
You're so nice. Yeah, one more. Who wants to reroll one? Who else we got?
Oh, we got 100 more. I'll do a reroll.
All right, go for it. And remember, if you get multiple successes, you can kind of lend aid to somebody else.
If only.
No, it looks like the only person that passed was the little puppy boy. Everybody else, go ahead and take a point.
Because he has the helicopter hat.
Everybody else, go ahead and take a point of strength damage.
Gosh darn it.
As moving up, it's exhausting.
It's funny
it
because Long
hurts.
re-rolled to get that, and
Did
he
he?
ended up taking 2 points of strength.
No, I didn't reroll it. It was just
What?
a clean roll.
Oh.
Oh no,
never
yeah, he's
mind.
good. Yeah, he's good. But yeah, everyone else takes a point of strength as you. Yeah, it's just rough. Now about there's a dog in this game. Yeah, so Christopher, Helena is a mutant cat. McCloud
I'm
is
a fox, though.
is a mutant
He's a
fox.
fox.
I'm a dog
Technically,
tribe.
but just part of the dog tribe.
Yeah.
He's
A little
basically
foxy.
McCloud from the NES game. Hamill is a weasel. Tchaikovsky is a chameleon, and Cujo. What kind of you're a Wolverine,
Wolverine.
right? Yeah. No Joseph Thought. No, there's no Joseph Thought. In one of our other games, I play a cleric for DCC, and I have a little pet dog, and I carry him around in a baby Bjorn, and we've nicknamed him Dog Sithoth, and we're not really sure if the cleric is capable of casting spells through, like, or if it's the dog that's doing it, but we've kind of become one. It's pretty great. But he's one of my favorite characters I've ever played. I'm having so much fun with him. All right, so after about 2-3 hours up on the mountain, you notice that what was previously a fairly like bright sky day has, during the time that you've been climbing, clouds have begun to form, like just surprisingly quickly, actually, kind of swirling around the peaks themselves. And despite the fact that it's probably only like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sky just darkens and the wind just begins to kick up like peculiarly fast, like peculiar for us as humans, but for you as animals, this is not uncommon. It's a kind of wild and instant weather. It's like, it's definitely it's not something you like, but it's certainly something that you've experienced before. At first, like as you're climbing up, there's only a kind of a few like white flakes of snow that are starting to come around, but eventually you start seeing swirls of wind and ice just begin to start kicking up and just spiking these bits of snow and ice in all sorts of different directions. So everyone go ahead and try to, if you're trying to climb up through this, like you're trying to climb through this as best you can, go ahead and roll a move test to see if you can find a place to take some shelter for this.
I'm going to use my animal power for extra, for a +2 bonus.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to burrow.
That sounds good. Burrow sounds good.
Oh God, isn't the 6 bad? No, wait, 1's bad.
1 is, oh shit, it's been so long. Do you remember, Logan? Is it a 1 or a 6 bad?
1's bad, yeah.
It's 1.
6 is good.
Okay. Zweihander has us messed up with 6s.
I know. Bastionland too. Bastionland has 1. It's like the worst.
I rolled a gosh darn 1 the first time I tried to burrow.
Okay.
Roll another d6.
Roll another d6.
I just said burrow's cursed.
Ridiculous. Every time.
It's cold and snowy out. Like, get underground. It
I
seems like a very logical thing to do.
It makes the ground harder and more difficult to get into.
I thought I made a thing for this, but I guess I didn't because I don't see it anymore. Oh well.
You lose the ability to form human words and can only communicate through primitive animal sounds.
Okay. And do I roll another d6 for length?
Yes. That's for days.
2 days. 2 days.
I could have sworn I made a macro for this, but I guess I didn't.
You can only describe the actions of your animal. You can
yeah, there's a feral effect button.
Yeah, there is. I knew I did that. I'm like, wait a second, it's too late now.
Sanity restored.
Okay. All right, so you temporarily lose your capacity for coherent logical thinking. This means you lose the ability to speak.
No, that's not. I was just demonstrating. Sorry, that's not actually hers.
Oh, okay.
I think it is.
It's pretty close.
All right.
Oh, is it? Oh,
that's
wow.
fine. That's what we're taking.
3 and 4 are really close.
Okay, let's take that. All right, the rest of you. Okay, so Tchaikovsky, you find shelter pretty easily. No problem. So do you, Helena. So do you, McCloud. How'd you do, Cujo?
Bad.
Okay, so both of the Badger tribe.
Can I just give him one of the successes I rolled?
You can give one of the two of them the extra success. Yeah. Which one do you want to give?
Oh.
Well, I can give one.
Can't talk. I will take it since whoever wants it, speak up now.
Well, Helena also has an extra, so we should have enough for everybody.
That's fair.
With Helena and I.
Yeah.
Oh, Helena did get it. Yeah, so you managed to like grab. So we'll just.
I just scoop up Hamill.
Okay. And you dive underneath these rocks, these just big old rock walls, and you can see the swirling nature of the ice just start to pelt the area. And you can see that if you were standing out of it, as you watch this, and it takes probably about a half an hour before this thing fully depletes. Like it occasionally looks like you're in the eye of the storm, but then it'll crank back up. But after about a half an hour, you're pretty sure like the whole storm has left the area. But when you get out, you can see like there's chunks of ice that are like shards of glass. Like when you pick them up, they like cut your finger and such. And if you were out in this, like it would have tore you up something fierce. You look over at Grimalkin and at Ringo, who because I don't want to roll it. Both found places to hide just fine, and so everyone manages to be okay, and you kind of continue your ascent. As you go, like it's getting more and more vertical. Like there's no path really. At times you feel like you've found like an old mountain path, like or a goat path or switchback path. Once or twice you see like a wide, almost like a road, but it doesn't have like the paved asphalt. It just more likes a dirt road or something like that. But it never continues. Like an avalanche has like swept through at some point in the past and taken some of this out. When you're getting fairly close to the top of the peak, you've been, at this point, it's been hours and hours since you've been climbing. The sun is starting to go down in the west. Go ahead and make one more endure test, and we'll see the state you're in when you get to the top.
I use an animal power furry here. It enhances my coat, so I don't have to roll to resist cold effects.
I'll take that here. This is more about the entirety of like the physical climb. I'll say you could take a +1 for that, though. Take a +1 on your row, because you still have to do the physical climbing, so it's not just the cold that you're enduring.
While we were hunkered down in the like hiding spot, could we eat grub to restore strength damage?
Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna do that so my roll's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Can someone feed me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like, motions. Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. All right. All of you can go ahead and take a point of strength. If you fail, point of strength damage. And as you get to the top of the cabin, when you get to the top of the mountain, you can see like a stretch away, there's like a cabin. But as you climb up, you can see that there's a drone flying in the sky. You can see just swirling around up in the sky.
McCloud, take it out.
It's about 30 or 40 yards above you.
I'll toss you.
What do you want to do?
Is there any way we can just sneak into the cabin without the drone detecting us?
We can stealth out here.
Roll sneak test. Somebody gets a +2 on this because McCloud did do a sneak test for his scry today. So you can roll it and then we can figure out who gets the bonus afterwards. So roll sneaks.
ugh.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I'll just roll them, and if I get extras, I'll pass them out.
Yeah. All right,
pass them out, Longley.
All right.
Just for me, sorry.
You just need one to pass, and you can give your extra one to somebody if you want. You can give it to, looks like you can give it to Chai, or you can give it to Hamill. Hamill, did you push?
No, I didn't.
Then why don't you push?
Okay.
Because Chai pushed, so.
Yeah. I'll give it to...
I have 2.
There you go.
Okay,
Everyone's fine.
Chai,
Everyone's covered. You quickly scatter. You find little outcroppings of granite, rock and stuff to hide behind, a few handfuls of like mountain brush, and dive underneath it as best you can. You wait around for a while, and you can see that the drone sort of curving around a bit, passes back. You can't tell. It might be looking for you. It might not. It's hard to really determine. But eventually, you can see it start to skirt down the mountain a bit and head off east. When it leaves, you can see that Grimalkin and Ringo like get out from their hiding spot, and you can see that up ahead is this cabin. It is a very small, dilapidated red wooden house. It's definitely has got some wear and tear from wind and erosion. And all of you have to understand that the peak cabin, which is what this effectively is, has been sort of a source of superstition. It's been no one goes here. This is a place of great curiosity and uncertainty, and it to actually be here within 20-30 steps of it is just this. All of your fur and your scales are kind of standing on end effectively from this. Like this is creepy. Like what is this place? there's stories about there's humans from the old age that still live up here, or there's talks about how there's people who control the watchers and who control the turrets and such live up here. Like there's all sorts of these crazy things, superstitious stories that come from learning of this peak cabin. But when you walk up to it, you can see that it's just like this crappy old red house, and all this snow is piled up at the base here and there. But there's a door. There is a broken window, a couple broken windows actually, as there's snow that are kind of like, looks like it is broken through the glass at some point in time. And the door itself is kind of like flapping in the wind a little bit as it kind of tries to open outward, but it keeps slamming up against this stack of snow. And when it goes back into the door frame, it's malshapen, so it doesn't fit anymore. What do y'all want to do?
Probably scout around, check what's up with this place.
Okay.
Like peek through the window. You
come up to the window, you look inside, and there's like piles of snow and dust and such on the inside. There's a handful of like old shelves and chairs, some broken down furniture. It actually is sort of deflating, like after all these stories of what could be up here, and it really is just sort of a shitty cabin. You don't see anyone inside. There's no one in there. There's a couple things thrown on the ground. It's like a lot of like trash. It just looks like wind has gusted through here, and anything that was on a table or on a shelf has been knocked to the ground. Stuff is broken, splattered. It's super, it's super messy in here.
I'll push my way in.
Okay. So you come inside and you start looking around. It looks like there's like a small room with like a toilet that has long since, the water is drained out of it. You can see that there's like a small bed in one of the rooms, and there's like this couch that has long since lost any sort of springiness to it. Has like the springs themselves have likely rusted over. When you kind of push down on it, it just sort of deflates a bit and takes forever to kind of reinflate. There is a fireplace where the mantle is cracked, and stuff that was sitting on top of the mantle has fallen to the ground. When you start going through all these different things, there's not a ton of useful things, but you do, however, find several sets of slalom gear. So skis and you can, whatever the hell the sticks for skis are. I don't know. I don't ski. But you find several of them, enough for basically everybody, if not more.
Poles.
Nice.
Yeah. Now these are not easy to carry.
Are they like weasel
poles?
size?
They're poles. I think they're called poles. Ski poles. Okay.
Are they weasel size poles?
No, they're human sized poles, but you could probably make it work if you really wanted to. But
this is not use one single one as like a surfboard.
Yeah. Snowboard all the way down. What are you doing?
I want to look for the like elevator-ish thing.
The dumbwaiter.
Okay. Yeah. As you're looking around, you can hear behind you as like you see Helena is like crawling into the fire escape and like looking for something, or like trying to pull aside some of the furniture and like checking the floorboards. You just hear Grimalkin, who's like in the doorway, just kind of leaning against it, arms crossed, and he's just like, this is just hilarious to watch. No, you keep going. And when you get up, you got like soot on your hands and in your fur, and he's like, yeah, I never said it was in here. It's out there. And so he turns around and just starts walking away from the door, and he leads you all to like this section of rock. He starts clearing it away, and there's like this grate in the ground that is like, it's got like, you can see that there's a padlock off to the side, and it's kind of broken in pieces, and but yeah, he points down to it, and he kind of goes through some of the old things, and he's like, yep, that right there, that's the way down to the labyrinth, or the way up from the labyrinth if you look at it from my perspective. But I don't think you want to go in there. I was extraordinarily lucky to get out. So, but hey, if y'all want to go on a fucking suicide mission, and you just go ahead and just climb right down there. That's fine.
It says we're climbing. We just got this sweet gear. Maybe we can use it.
So when you look inside the grate, there's a ladder. And it's this ridiculously long, dark shaft.
Good thing we have that flashlight.
I'm going to drop a rock down and see how far down it goes.
And you don't ever really hear anything. It goes well down there. Like if it was just like a fist-sized rock, you just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And you never hear anything.
Ooh, okay.
You said you climbed for a while. Is this like days?
I very literally said it could have been days, it could have been hours. I don't remember.
Oh.
I just woken up on a gurney by myself. A big old cut in my gut. I got little needles and shit and such. And okay, listen, man, where's my fucking tuna?
Calm down. A deal's a deal. There's no need to get all grumpy.
You call me grumpy? I'll freaking set all you on fire right now. But yeah, you can see that there you go. So you managed to get another thing of tuna. And he's like, all right, well, see you bitches. I'm out. So he's going to turn around and he's going to leave. So he's like, good luck. Bye. And then
Hamill just waves because Hamill can't talk.
He departs.
What is that?
He actually got 3 cans because for some reason it did not roll my wits ability into it. It just rolled the skill itself.
Yeah.
Semantics at this point, but that's a lot of tuna.
Yep. Okay. I mean, you can keep it for yourselves, or you can give it to him. But if you try, like, he's not going down with you. He's like, I ain't going back in there.
Technically, you can't use the scavenge ability or the scrounge ability for food, so I'll just give it to him because then it's not really breaking too many rules.
And so he'll walk up to you and he'll kind of pull you off to the side and he'll say, "Listen, you and I seem to be old souls here. I think we got off on the right foot here. I don't know about the rest of these young fucks, but listen, man, don't go get yourself killed. Whether it's for this true foe, this resistance, these little idealistic, whatever the hell they are, just." Come on, man. You ain't got that long left to live. You might as well enjoy the last years, the twilight years of your life, I got a nice, sweet spot all picked out by a lake. Could use a buddy. I'm just saying.
Well, it's a very kind offer, but surprisingly, the time spent doing all of this has made my twilight years a lot of fun and memorable, so it's been time well spent.
All right, man. I ain't going to argue with you. You know what you want. And he just kind of claps you in the back. But listen, you watch your ass and watch your tail down there. And I'll tell you, don't fucking trust that little cat of yours. She will fucking cut you loose. The whole damn habitat is just filled with sons and daughters of bitches. I know that doesn't biologically make sense, but just follow me for a second. What I'm just saying, they're awful. Just fuck them. Just burn the whole damn thing to the ground. And I might do that someday. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks for the tuna. And he leaves.
Cool.
But you look and it's just like this narrow shaft. It's in a rusty old ladder that just goes down into darkness. It is evening time. You see the sun setting in the west. What'd y'all like to do?
Well, this is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Should probably set up camp in that little shack and wait till the morning before we go out exploring. Rest up.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead, make camp, go inside the cabin, get out of the cold. Throughout the night, 2 more times there's a big old ice storm come around and it starts batting the walls a bit. And you can see like shards of ice are flying in through the open parts of the windows, but it's easy enough to avoid it being inside. You can feel the roof is flapping at times. You can see there's holes in the roof as well where some snow comes down, but you're all able to dodge it. So you can go ahead and rest and eat up your food. Don't remember that you have to eat 1 ration of food and water, just base, and then on top of it you can eat more food and water to heal up.
In between snowstorms, can I try to hunt?
Sure.
Okey-doke.
Yeah.
Where am I at? 5.
Yeah.
That's got a 5 here.
She just turns and leaves and doesn't tell anybody because she can't tell.
Yeah, we're just like,
Do you want to push?
Sure.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything in particular?
What does it take to repair broken things?
A mechanic skill, which I can do.
Mechanic, yeah.
Oh, you take a look at my Seer staff. I broke it a while back.
Yeah, not a problem. Let me read the skill because I forgot how it works.
Don't forget I got the little handouts in the Roll20 folder.
Oh,
20.
you just use the comprehend skill. Okay.
I got 20 rations of food.
Can I please have like 4?
Okay. Dear God. Dear God, you pushed, you got 4 successes and took 2 agility damage?
Yeah.
I have extra water. You can actually, couldn't I just collect snow and melt it for water?
Sure. Also, why not?
I'll do
That's
that once
illegal.
Oh, okay.
There's no hunting on this mountain. Do you have a hunting
Whoops.
license? This ain't hunting season.
Everybody,
License
you know,
to
just
kill.
divvy this up. Everybody gets 4.
that would be rad.
Sure.
All right. So because I got 1 success, it's restored 1 step up to its original value. So, yeah. I don't know how damaged it was. Long. Do you have that marked?
1.
Oh, then it's back to normal.
Do we get enough water that if we need to restore agility, we
With all the snow
have
around,
plenty?
I think what Tchaikovsky said
Okay.
you can take I figure everyone can probably easily carry D6 worth of water.
Yeah.
And then if you take anything on top of that, then we'll start saying it counts towards your weight. But otherwise, it's easy enough. And I'm sorry, literally like a full D6. Like you can take max. It's fine. I don't see why you couldn't. There's plenty of snow all over.
So
the place.
6.
6, yes.
Yeah, I took my full D6. It was a 1. Yeah.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go flying
I
off the mountain?
rolled.
You can go flying off the mountain if you want, McCloud.
I
See
got a
how that
helicopter
propeller
pad,
works.
So I'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay. He just starts flying. Like, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I could just fly right over these damn gates. Oh, it's
spin
so
that
easy.
spin that propeller and start going down that hill or
Oh
hole.
man. Okay. Morning comes. Get your food. Get your rest. It was a weird night, but nonetheless fine. A couple times you think you may have heard a drone flying overhead, but nothing seems to have found you. What do you want to do?
Go down this pipe like Mario.
Let's bust this grate off and go climbing down
Can
that
you-
ladder.
do your seer thing before we go? Can you if it's a new day or is it once per session?
It's 1 per session, but if Jeff allows it.
After your little quippiness, fuck you, bud.
All right, jump down the hole. I see darkness.
We're almost at the end anyway. We got 12 minutes left, so I don't think you're gonna need it. So you start to climb. Who's going first?
I will.
Okay. Who's going last?
You can have my flashlight so you can see.
I guess I'll
Alright,
go
I'll hold
last.
it. I'll hold it in my feet.
Nice.
I'll climb down like head first down the
God.
ladder.
Okay. So, as you're going down, I mean, it's very dark. Is the flashlight the only thing that you have? For
Technically, have a
light.
kerosene lamp, so
yeah.
and a lighter.
Okay. So, you start climbing down the shaft. Every one of the rungs themselves are rusty, kind of loose. There's all sorts of like these metal panels that have been bolted into the sides of the mountain, whatever that's been burrowed out. The ladders themselves, every now and then you hit a rung that kind of is a little bit looser than you're comfortable with, or a little rustier than you're comfortable with, but you travel. It's about 100 yards and 10 minutes time before you finally see something. And you see these huge circular fans that are kind of blocking off some of the descent. They're currently completely innate, they're not moving, but you can see that they're massive. The shaft itself is the diameter of it is fairly significant. The further you kind of get down here, probably about 50 feet across or so, something like that. It's really cool. It's really damp. You can see as you're starting to get further and further down that some lights start to kind of show up a little bit here and there. But after another, we'll call it like another 10 minutes after that, as you've been climbing and climbing, just going down, everything's been pretty uneventful. You start to notice that hundreds of yards below you can start to see light emerging. You still can't quite focus as to what it might be, but there's something down there that's lighting things up, and then there's periodically the light is kind of blocked by something else. And that's a significant way. That's like where your rock fell. After we'll call it like maybe 200 yards or so of a full climb and about 20 or 30 minutes of climbing, you notice that there is a little hatch on one of the walls. And you can see that hatch is kind of hanging off the hinge a little bit, but it seems to connect to some kind of walkway. So like you can see that the ladder itself like just continues to go downwards, but you can kind of step off to the left and like grab this hatch and land on a walkway itself. There's still hundreds of yards you can go down, or you can try to get off here on what appears to be some kind of metallic walkway.
I think the walkway, maybe we could at least explore it a little bit. If it's just easy to hop off and then check out the surroundings, and if there's nothing immediately around, we can track back down.
Yeah, it's easy enough for you to hop off, not a problem. And so one by one, you all kind of lean, like you're on the ladder, you kind of lean off to the side, kind of push that little hanging strange vent hatch, and you hop down onto the walkway itself. The walkway smells fairly sterile, in fact, Christopher. It's more about, I'm going to switch us over to a map. I actually made a map for this. I totally forgot I had this.
Ooh.
All right. So, all right, can you all see that?
Yeah.
How'd you know we were going to take the walkway?
I didn't. I have like
Is this the intro music from The Thing?
It sounds very much like it. Yes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's called Outpost something or other, but this is tabletop audio. Like it synergizes.
That's
very
funny.
nicely. I think I have this. I think I have a combat. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It's up on the screen and everything. Okay. We won't be able to do much tonight, but so when you land, when you hop off and you look around, you can see that the walls themselves in here are fairly dirty. There's the signs of definite disrepair. Along the way, you can see some panels in between these kind of metallic and plastic paneling. There are some faintly glowing lights. The ceiling overhead, you can see these very faintly glowing like red lights that are giving most of the illumination in the hallway itself. Where you've hopped down, you can see that the wall itself is kind of curving a bit, and you can either go, kind of clockwise, counterclockwise. You can vaguely see off to the east, Tchaikovsky, that there might be a door over there. And Hamill and Cujo, similarly, you see that kind of over to the west a bit, south and to the west. You don't hear anything. It is incredibly and eerily quiet, except for the soundtrack. But you look around, and
except for the ominous music.
There's signs of like I said, disrepair, scrapes against the walls, dried, broken things on the tiles themselves, and there's like a very stale air, and as if like this place is kind of, no one's walked here perhaps in quite some time. You can see a thin coat of dust on certain places, like as your foot steps down, and you're like, all right. And like sometimes when you see a pile of rubble and you kind of go up next to it, like where a couple ceiling tiles fell, You get up near it, and a gust of dust comes up from your rummaging. What do you want to do?
I'll turn around to the door behind me, see if that opens up at all.
So you want to head east?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay. So you head over to the east, and as you and Tchaikovsky work in this direction, you notice that to your left, or kind of to the southwest, you can see that there are these two double doors. Now, as you were climbing down this ladder, you can see that they're on the opposite, like not on the opposite side, but like around the circular vent shaft, there was like this other track, like this strange and broken track that seemed to go in the same sort of direction, like up and vertically up and down, but like it didn't look climbable. And why don't Tchaikovsky or McCloud go ahead and roll a comprehend?
With the rolls tonight, Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky, you would know this is what's called an elevator, and that it is what the humans of the old age would use to move great distance vertically. So rather than
and that's the double doors, or the door
these
that
double doors to the right, because you see next to it there are these little glowing, like they're light up little symbols, like one points up and one points down.
Oh, got you. Okay.
And yeah, you can see some buttons as well. McCloud, behind you, you can also see that there are some sort of buttons off to the right here.
I just hit them all.
We'll light them all up.
Okay.
That's one way to do it.
When the elevator opens, you hear a ding, and like you could hear that as the elevator is coming upwards towards you, it is incredibly loud. Like, whereas everything up until this point was incredibly quiet and silent, and like you could hear yourselves breathing, after you hit the button and you can hear that it's calling the elevator from however the hell else it was, you just hear echoing through that central shaft that you've just been climbing down. It's just constant cacophony of like metal on metal grinding.
This button calls the Watchers. It's like that poor old one.
You damn fool! You're not supposed to be touching things you don't know what they do. And Tchaikovsky's just gonna go off on a rant and like slap McCloud in the back of the head.
Okay.
Classic like grandfatherly, what's it, chastising.
Okay. So, when you look at this other door, there's again a little button next to it. McCloud's, like he said, he's hit all the buttons he could, and so he hits the button. This thing opens up, like goes. But as you look down the hallway, you can see that there was some sort of cave-in here that seems to block the way forward. And there's like just rubble upon rubble to the northeast that seems to block everything. You also notice a little bit further around this circular walkway, McCloud, that there is another door that you can kind of just barely see. Like there's a little red light that's just illuminating it. Meanwhile, the cacophonous sound of metal grinding on metal as the entire elevator is slowly going coming up to meet the call that you did for the elevator. It'll probably be here momentarily.
Okay, I'll go check out the door while that's coming up.
Okay. So you come over here and you open the door, and you can see that there's a small hallway that seems to connect to, at the very end of it, you can see the kind of the red lights, and it seems to connect to some kind of set of double doors, like on the south side of the hallway. Like it just kind of connects straight, and then off to the right you can see there's a set of double doors.
So many doors in here.
Yeah.
Is there any like signs or symbols that like indicate any?
Roll comprehend. Okay.
I got one.
You can see that there is, like, when you look in the hallway and just outside this door, there's like an arrow, and like there's the word, and you try to sound it out with your primitive fox mouth, and library, and you can see that underneath the word there is like a picture of a book.
I think there's books in here. I'm gonna go look at them.
Okay. So McCloud goes through the door, out of sight. Is anyone following him? And you can hear that the elevator's getting closer and closer. Like it's gonna.
I want to go through the door, out of sight.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of sight as well.
Okay. All right, Helena. What about you?
I'll follow the group.
All right, so I'll go ahead. So all of you can stop moving your tokens. All of you, because I have to move you to like a different part of the map. Go ahead and go through those set of double doors, and you can see you're in you're in a library. You look all around, you can see there's just bookshelves every which way. Let me move the map so that the people on stream can see this, because I have to. There's a bunch of different rooms, and like I'm not drawing every single freaking hallway, so I'm just gonna have like different parts. You can see that there are all these different bookshelves, and there's like books as far as you can see. It's more books than any of you have ever seen in your life. You've seen a handful of books. I'm sure you have, especially you, Tchaikovsky. You've probably collected a few. There might even be some in your wagon. Magazines, all sorts of different things that have combinations.
No, who told you about the magazines? I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. You can't even open them anymore. They're so sticky. But you look around. There's a little bit of light in here, plus you have your flashlight, and you can see straight ahead there is a table. And this table is, about waist high or so, and there are four like bluish chairs that are circling around it, and you can see that there are two figures here and here that are sitting in them. And when you look closely, they are dressed in like tuxedos and coats, not tuxedos, like suits and coats. But when you look at them, the clothes are there and they're kind of worn away, but they're skeletal.
On it.
Yeah, you take what?
Just mark my territory.
That's disgusting. So you see that there's like there's these two basically dead bodies that are these skeletal creatures, and you see another one like off in the corner as well, like sitting in another shape. As you kind of get closer and you're kind of messing around with and marking your territory, you can see that these two skeletons aren't moving, McCloud, but Tchaikovsky and Cujo, as you kind of approach the one that's in the corner, you can see it start to kind of start to get ambulatory and move. And it's got these, you realize it's not bones, but actually metal.
Nope.
There is this little screen that suddenly flickers on, like flick, 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 flick. And you can see that there's a picture of a face, a humanoid type face. And I think since it's for us 802, we'll stop there and we'll pick up there next time we play.
Oh gosh.
This must be the librarian.
It's easy. All you gotta do is just go while it's busy waking up. Just go behind it and turn the power switch off, and then you're done.
Sure.
Visuals. This is just Roll20, but I that's the game. But like the map I made used Dungeon Draft, so like Dungeon Draft is by far like my favorite like map making tool that I found. And it's the same. It's by Megasploot, I want to say their name is. Like they also did Wonder Draft. So like Wonder Draft is. Let me turn the music off here. Wonder Draft is like more like an overland maps. So if you're doing like big territory maps, or if you're doing like hex crawl type maps, like that's great for it. And then if you're doing more dungeon style maps, you have this. They're both great. Each one of them is like $20 a piece. So whichever one you want, it's $20. It's not like a subscription based service. It's $20 and that's it. You're good for life. And there's all sorts of custom asset support and everything. So you can do some wonderful things. Yeah.
We may want to pop off. I think we just lost our overlay.
Okay. So yeah, Logan had a dip. So unfortunately, that is it for tonight. We are going to pick up here in a couple weeks, hopefully. Just follow let's go ahead and follow us on Twitter at lollygaggerco when we announce our next time that we're playing this Mutant Year Zero game. If you like Free League, check out tomorrow. You're going to see both Melissa and myself. We're going to be playing on the Free League channel, so twitch.tv/Free League Publishing. We're going to be playing Forbidden Lands, so if you want to check us out at, I think it's 1 Central, with some of the folks from Defenders of Cobalt as well. Then on Sunday, I'll be over on Notorious DMG TV at 9 Central with the Super Guido, who's been in chat. Christopher, we're playing for Sunday. I think we're just playing some first edition D&D, run by Bert, who our friend Bert Eastlake runs some awesome game. Monday, Melissa and I and some of the other people that we play with are moving our Vesson game to the Free League channel. They invited us to come play on their official channel, so we're moving our Vesson game over there. So every other Monday you can find us on the twitch.tv/Free League Publishing. Yep. And so, yeah. And we are also starting up an Alien game, not this Monday, but the following Monday. So like we're going to have that going here pretty soon as well. So like lots of Free League stuff here. Mutant Year Zero, Vesson, and then Alien are going to be the 3 we have going, and we're going to find some ways to get like Tales from the Loop and a couple other games and such on. But that's it for us. Thank you for everybody.
Thanks everybody for the bits.
Yeah, for the bits. Tombstone, you were so incredibly generous tonight. Thank you so much for the bits. Friendin, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the bits. I know you're in a game and probably aren't listening right now, but thanks for hanging out. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do a raid here. So I'm gonna put us on the end screen, but I'm gonna do a raid to our friends over at Defenders. So just hang tight and go watch them play some Hollow Throne for their D&D game. So good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye bye.